Alright folks, what is up? This is One Big Bug and I'm coming at you with Euro Truck Simulator 2, and I have a little explanation on this before we go into our Volvo. The reason our Volvo is already preset with a badass paint job and it already has its chassis and whatnot is I was actually recording earlier and I was in the beginning of taking a load. I was about 15 minutes into hauling and my wife came in with the message that her grandmother had finally passed away. So I immediately quit the load and I went to tend to my wife and make sure the immediate family was okay, because we had been taking care of the grandmother for some time. Mostly my mother-in-law and my wife had been doing the lion's share of the work, but my brother-in-law, my nephew, my sister-in-law, and myself, and even my sister-in-law's husband, we've all had hands in helping to take care of her. She's been living here for the greater part of a year. I'm not exactly sure how long. And today she just passed away. So that's why the truck's already set up, rather than seeing the basic truck that I bought. I thought about selling the truck and buying another one so that you can see it from the start, but I'm pretty sure that that I'm not gonna like put anything on this truck that shouldn't be there, except for maybe the paint job. So we're just gonna go with this. So our truck for our high-end truck today is the Volvo FH 1316 Globetrotter XL, and this is actually going to have a new remodel, or new licensed truck coming out in patch 1.7. The makers of Euro Truck have already said so. So I'll probably go over that truck if it's different enough from this one, but otherwise, we'll see. We'll play it by ear, kind of like how I do everything. So, is that a Volvo dealership? Hey, what do you know? No, I'm going to buy online. So this is the truck I bought here. This one. But I have this chassis on the truck. Alright, just so you know. So this is the FH 1316. I have a 6x4 chassis on it. It's a Globetrotter XL. Left-handed steering wheel, 750 horsepower engine, 551 kilowatts at 3,550 newton meters at 1,050 to 1,400 RPM. That's an incredibly powerful truck. You got to give the Volvo the credit that it is the most powerful truck in the game. Not by a whole lot. It's still the most powerful truck in the game. And that's a lot of braking power, that's a lot of hauling power, that's a lot of get up and get started power, hill climbing power. That's just a lot of power right there. It's got an I-Shift ATO 3512D gearbox, and we have a 600 and 200 liter tank because of the chassis that we have. The truck, this version, was $196,220. And then the chassis and the paint job, I added like another, I don't know, 2,600 or something like that. Something of that nature. I never actually went and checked how much it costs to put the add-ons to it, but you can pretty much buy any of these trucks and just change them around. So this is the paint job I put on it. It's one that I found a while back. It's called the Red Angel. As you can see, it's a beautifully done piece of work here. And I really wish I could remember who to credit for this one. But like I said, a lot of the things are in like European languages that I don't understand. So I don't even know if I knew this one. And still, it's a great piece of work. I really love the way it works, the way it looks right here. But anyways, let's see if we can find another job. I had a 40-ton load earlier. We're going to see if we can't find something similar. It's just not going to cooperate today, is it? No. I mean, it's 40 tons, but that route's going to take forever and a frickin' day. 1,625 kilometers. That's a little bit too far for me, so I also paid back my bank loan. I no longer owe the difference from my bank, which is pretty cool. If I hit drive it, will I get 18 hours? You know what? That's a decent amount of time. That's a decent amount of time. A lot of the loads should change at that point. Alright, so we'll take a look at our job market again. And we have 25 tons, 28 tons. Come on, give me something good. There's 35 tons. We may take that one. Where's that one go? Where's the 35 tons go? Not the way I want it to go, though. 62 tons. That's like 36. And, of course, now our routes are getting too long. You know. So, I don't know. We'll try one more time. I always forget the company manager's over here. So let's switch out into our DAF here. Renault Premium. 30 hours. There we go. And I'm already back up almost to €1,000,000, so I wish. Let me tell you, I wish. Alright, into our freight market. We're going to try one more time. 35 ton load, but now that's not going to go anywhere. 34 tons doesn't go far enough down here. And the same with that. Come on. Cooperate with me, game. No. Cooperate with me. Alright. That works. It's a little bit further than I like. And it may cause me to break up into 3 videos. Video 1, Video 2, and then a short Video 3. We'll see. But this is similar to what I was hauling before. It's 40 tons tractors. I had 40 tons. I think it was one of the windmill parts. Either way. And as I said before, I do have the Going East DLC. And boing. Oh, man. I'm damaged already? Sheesh. Can we start the truck up? Please. Start the truck. Thank you. Now, when you put a chassis on, you actually don't get the same turning radius. I'm going to pop over to the garage real quick. And fix the truck up. So that we're not starting at a 4% damage. Now, not much has changed, of course. If you want my all-out opinion on the Volvo service, you just repair everything. It doesn't matter. If you want my all-out opinion of the Volvo, then you can go look at my starter truck on the Volvos, because not much has changed. Except, you know, it's more stable now with the better chassis. But other than that, you know, it still has the great view out of the front. The windshield's really nice. It does have its it does have the somewhat annoying GPS in the front, but that GPS would be very, very easy to get over. I mean, it doesn't really block all that much. It's actually very easy to look at. That's the first in-truck GPS that I'd actually feel comfortable with getting rid of the floating GPS here. But the floating GPS just has so much information on it that I keep it, you know, in case there's things I need. You can see how much speed we can pick up easily on this truck. It's pretty amazing. I know there was a car there, but I'm pretty sure I was well enough ahead of it that I could deal with it. I believe this is where we'll find our tractors. Yep, there they are. And Alright, let's do it. That's an impressive trailer. I'm sorry. I like that trailer. You may hear some noise of people around. They've, you know, families come together. The reason I'm still doing this video is because, well, I'm not, nor have I ever really been part of it, you know. I'm not going to go into too much description, but I'm a very heavy-set white boy in Hawaiian culture. I'm the minority, and you can better believe that discrimination in different forms, you know, exist for all people. It just depends on where you are. Not that I'm, you know, terribly unhappy with my situation. I have my wife, and that's all that matters to me. But if you're wondering, well, if grandmother just passed away, why are you still doing this? Well, number one, my wife's okay, and number two, I've never really been a part of the family other than my wife. There you go. So, the Volvo, I love the mirrors on it. It's got those nice big mirrors. Oh, hello, green light. Not bad. I started in 4th gear, and she picked right up pretty quick. That was pretty impressive, to be honest. A little downhill action. It should gain us some speed, no problem. But we got to be careful, because hauling 40 tons, even with a big truck like this, it'd be easy to get tipped over, and that's something we really want to try and avoid in this run. It would be nice. I love the mirrors on the Volvo. I love the windshield view, and in all due honesty, that that GPS is actually really nice, despite where it is and kind of what it's doing in terms of you know, being on the windshield. What, really? Haven't played in a little bit. I mean, I know I did the starting your first company, but still, I just feel a little off right now. I'm actually probably shouldn't double shift with such a heavy load. Alright, I'm going to keep it in 9th, and I don't want to go much faster because I don't want to tip, which is exactly what I'm doing. You know, I honestly didn't think it would do that. I honestly did not think that it would tip like that. That was very foolish of me. But now I've already got the tipping point for a sharp corner. I grossly underestimated that, and I don't know why. I thought I'd be fine at about 55, and that by the time I got to the point where it would tip, that I would drop to below speed, and I was quite wrong. I underestimated the power of the Volvo here in terms of how much speed it would lose before hitting that apex of the corner. Again, not a truck I usually drive. The dashboard, of course, is the same, and it's a good dashboard. Very large numbers, very easy to read. Analog, tachometer. All your gauges are easy to read, including your fuel gauge, in all due honesty. This really shouldn't tip if I'm careful. Alright, we're good. Easy to read tachometer, speedometer, even the fuel gauge, the other gauges, very, very easy to read. Alright, we're going to be careful here. So that's another reason you could easily get rid of the floating GPS over there. The steering wheel, though, kind of confuses me. You know, the steering wheel really confuses me. I mean, we're talking about purple or God, I don't even know what you call that. Mauve, maybe? No, light purple, something. Lilac. That's the color. Kind of like lilac, purple, tan, gray, and black with a silver logo. I mean, that's got to be the gaudiest steering wheel I've ever seen, and I don't quite understand why it's like that, if I'm to be straight with you. You know, if I'm to be honestly 100% straight, I don't know why it's like that. So I'm going to pop out real quick and get a look at us hauling out. That's pretty impressive right there. How easily this truck gets going under a 40-ton load. And I'm still double shifting right now, which honestly I probably shouldn't, but I'm still double shifting. And it's still hauling quite well. I should be over in the other lane. Getting up in the higher gears, the higher speeds, of course, a little more laborious for any truck. But it's still doing very, very, very well. I am actually going to do heavy hauls, but I don't want to just pit my Scania against heavy loads. I have engine mods and chassis mods for all kinds of trucks, the Volvo included. The Volvo, the I really want to be careful how fast I'm going. I think even 100 kilometers is going to be a little bit on the high end, but that's where I'm going to set my limit, at 100 kilometers. 10 kilometers over the average if you have the speed limiter on. So once we hit 100, we're going to lock in our cruise control, as you see right there on the digital display, that I am locked in at 100. Now I want to be careful here because this upcoming corner is sharp, so I'm actually going to come out of my cruise control and bring my speed down just a little bit. Well, it's not sharp, but it's sharp enough that it will concern me in terms of what I'm hauling. So I want to be careful with that. I'm not going to bother moving lanes because we're coming up on that fuel truck right there, or whatever it's hauling, and I'm going to stay in this lane here. But yeah, I got other mods for other trucks, engines, chassis. This truck, the MAN truck, even the Iveco I have chassis mods for. So I'm really... Oop, too fast. A little bit too fast. Here we go. Damn it. And, you know, one thing I'd love to add, and I don't know if there's a mod in there, out there for this, and I don't know if they'll put an American Truck Simulator, which I'm really looking forward to. That'll be my, like, true dream come true, or as close as I'll ever get to driving truck across America now. But, yeah, I know, I need to be over. But I think I'm gaining on that car, so I'm going to stay here. I'd love to see a wind, you know, wind factors as you're going over bridges, especially if you're going over in storms with rain. You know what, speaking of which, I have yet to do this on this account, on this profile, rain probability. I'll bring it up just a little bit, not too much, but just enough so it like might actually rain at some point. Because I don't think I've run into rain. Hey, my mouse is was causing that. I don't know why my mouse was moving like that, but that's what was causing that. So. You gonna fall behind me, please? Actually, I don't think it matters because we're coming up. We're coming up on this off ramp, on-off ramp here. But actually, I'd still like to be on the inside for various reasons. All right, now we're really gonna slow this bugger down, and I'm actually gonna go all the way to 8th gear. Now we should be okay. Now we shouldn't have an issue. Wow, I'm impressed. I'm truly impressed. Just drop it to 8th gear. We got down, what, about 36-ish, 37? I don't even know if we went below 38. And we just came up around that no problem. But the reason I like to be on the inside lane on those typical on-off ramps is because when you come up to the highway you're getting on, the inside lane just continues into its own lane while the outside lane has to merge. And if you're behind a car when that happens, of course, then you're going to have to stop. Now, I'm going to share a little something about all the trucks in the game that I'm even putting out a personal opinion on. You know, I actually like all the trucks. I really do. You know, somebody says it really seems like I hate the DAF and the Iveco, and honestly, I don't. I just think that comparatively, especially as a starter truck, the Iveco doesn't hold up as well, although I was more impressed with the Iveco as a higher-end truck. And I don't think I gave the Iveco enough credit. So, you're going way too fast, Geronimo. I'm getting into talking and driving and forgetting to pay attention to my speed. Come on, a little bit slower. There we go. I really don't think I gave the Iveco enough credit, and if I decide to revisit it, I've kind of put it on the shelf for debate rather than I'm actually going to do it. Then I'd probably be, you know, a little more open-minded to it. The DAF, I don't truly hate the DAF in terms of a truck. It's fairly stable once you put the extra wheel chassis on it. It's fairly stable and it's decently strong. I just don't like its view. Its windshield is very narrow compared to other trucks. And its mirrors are small, and they're not like big square. They're rounded. They're just not very good mirrors. So I really don't like the view out of it. And the dashboard, quite honestly, is not a very good dashboard. It's a bit hard to read. So that's, you know, the reasons I don't like the DAF truck all that much. But I don't hate it. I just think it has, yeah, this is the slow down area, so I don't know what we're going to, yeah, we're going to catch up to traffic here. Unfortunately, I really hate this section of road, and there's, as we've seen, there's a couple other sections like this in the game, and they're really freaking annoying. That traffic just slows down suddenly for no apparent reason other than a programming problem. Yeah, that's my main gripe with the DAF. It's not that it's a bad truck in terms of hauling and all that, really. It's more that it's got poor visibility. It really does. And if there's a truck that I'm most disappointed in, it's the Renaults. The Renaults are great starting trucks and great midway trucks with the Magnum. But in terms of a high-end truck, without being able to upgrade your chassis and having only a 460, 480 horsepower engine as its highest available strength engine, I'm sorry, that's just not right. Not in terms of a truck. You know, I really don't like that particular thing about the Renaults, and that's really disappointing. Because I really like driving the Magnum. There's something about driving the Magnum, despite its red-on-red dashboard, which I actually really dislike. But despite that, probably gonna knock out that sign. No, actually we cleared it. But yeah, just it's disappointing. It's really disappointing. I mean, when I do the next video, I'm gonna give a final breakdown of everything. I'll either do a separate video for final breakdown, and I may do one on the starter trucks. I'll do a final breakdown, and you know, my final opinions. Probably make it a separate, just, you know, talking video. See, we shall see. Well, I'm looking into getting into the heavy haul series. And, geez, did I ever finish saying what I was starting to say for that series? I don't think so. I don't want to just pit my Scania against, you know, the loads. The heavy loads. Like I said, I got mods for Ivecos, and I got mods for all the trucks. Well, I misjudged that stop. And seeing how I've already paid the fine, I might as well keep going. I want to pit like the modded trucks versus heavy hauls. The MAN, the Volvo here, the Iveco, you know, all those mods, if those mods still work, which from the looks of it, the Volvo and the MAN mods still work. We gotta see if the I gotta see if the Iveco one still works. It should be interesting to see if SCS keeps up with a few things, because Mercedes, I was reading somewhere that the Mercedes company has announced that it's actually looking to get into the heavy haul business with a more powerful engine and possibly a different chassis, a heavy haul chassis for their trucks. So to me, that would prove very, very interesting. But I'm really looking for the American Truck Simulator, because I'm going to be in ground floor when that comes out. You know, I'm going to be getting in ground floor when that comes out. And I'm really looking forward to that. Boy, we just barely made that. Oh, not bad. We got through pretty good. And stop. And I forget which one we're actually going to. To be honest, so I checked the map real quick. By the way, the camera sound that you hear when I turn the, you know, I'm honestly wondering why I can't like go to Patra and then just come across this way and into Athens and then ferry out that way, but it wants me to go up here, so that's where we're gonna go. Yeah, so we're going to whatever that name is. The camera sound that you hear is the snapshot button is also linked to the button I use to start and stop Bandicam. So I take a snapshot every time I start and stop a video. So that's going to be it for this video. Join me in the next one. We continue our haul with our Volvo FH1316 XL Globetrotter versus 40 tons. I'll see you next time.